Good day, good day. I'm Jay, and this is Homeschool Your Kids podcast. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today I have, and I hope I say it right, Jerrah.
Yes, yes, you got
Oh, yes.
it. Hey, that's good because a lot of people don't get it the first time. So.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Introduce yourself, sir.
All right. Well, I'm Jerrah Harrison. I'm the owner of Forever Aquatics. I'm a swim instructor, lifeguard, and pool operator. So I've been in the aquatics field for about 12, yeah, about 12 years. Sometimes I have to sit and think about it. It's just like, oh, it's been a while, but yeah, that's me. I mean, I'm currently just teaching right now, teach and learn the swim classes. And yeah, I've been in the aquatics field for a while, so I'm excited to be here.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And I love that you're here because you know that there's plenty of stereotypes and
Mhm.
whatnot, narratives surrounding Black folks and swimming.
For
So
sure. Oh, for
it's
sure.
nice
Oh.
to see a Black male be a
Mm.
representative of, nah, we can swim. And not only can we
Hmm.
swim, we can teach others to swim and we can
Exactly.
save lives. And,
Uh-huh.
so I love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for presenting at the expo. You provided a lot of good information, a lot of things for parents to think about because
Hmm.
water safety is very, very important.
Hmm.
I don't know the statistics. However, I know that, there are a lot of drownings that take place yearly in regards to young kids not knowing how to, I guess, swim shit
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, the drowning part is one of the leading deaths in the United States, and I mean around the world actually. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it's actually like number 5, just like on,
Mm.
on on deaths around the world. So and then a lot of it is accidental. So it's like, they might not even been planning to swim, or they might have just been around. It's just some type of water been around, but it wasn't planning on getting in. So it happens, and it's not really, it's very unfortunate. So, it's just it is very unfortunate, but it definitely happens. So it's like learning water safety and just learning how to swim, period, is vital. Like, it's just important just for your whole life. It's not just oh, let me learn now just for something specific. It's like, nah, you can really take this with you the rest of your life and beyond. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. I talk to adults all the time that don't know how to swim, and it's a strong fear that they have in regards
Mhm.
to water. And it's like I always want to know a backstory, like were they traumatized? Did their parents not swim? Things of that nature. Fortunately, me and the girls' dad both, like, I used to joke and say that I was a dolphin and he was a whale, and we birthed like two little mermaids because they love swimming, and
That's good.
me and him both love swimming, so it's natural.
That's
Beach
perfect.
kids,
Yeah.
but
I
um
love it. I
oh
love
yeah, they love swimming, and so I couldn't imagine. I be feeling bad because I be out the pool and then they be in the pool, and
it.
people be like, oh, you're not gonna get in there with them?
It's like,
Like,
oh no.
no, I'm about to sit over here and enjoy me. If I get in there,
It-
they want me to throw them and, be an
yeah,
active
they just want
participator.
to have fun. They just want to have fun. That's it.
Yes, all of this stuff. But swimming is very, very important. And I know a lot of parents, sometimes put their fear on their children. And so it's generations that don't know how to
Oh
swim.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Is
sure.
there an age cutoff of when you can learn to swim?
Oh no, no age cutoff. I mean, that's a good question because there are, a lot of adults, older adults that just feel like, oh, I haven't learned by now. It's too late for me. But
Right.
it's like, as long as you have a breath in your body, you can learn to swim, and it's still important because it's more life to live. It's just, you don't have to be a swimmer to learn, want to learn how to swim, but there's water surrounding us out here in this world. So people, I don't think people really think about that as much. But if you have any interest at all, no matter if you're 25, if you're 75, 80 years old, it doesn't matter. Like
You could swim.
it's no age cut off. I mean, currently I mainly teach I'm actually teaching like more adults right now, but I get a lot of seniors that come in, so like 65 and up. Actually I might get some 50 and ups and stuff sometimes, but I hear a lot of stories. I usually like to, when I start my classes, I introduce myself and I have them introduce themselves and then say if they have any experience swimming. So some of them may say they just forgot some stuff. They're trying to get back in the groove, but you get a lot of them that say, well, I never learned. I always wanted to learn. And they might have a little backstory where I've heard a couple things where they've been, somebody might have tried to drown them before.
Pushed them in.
Pushed them in. I've heard all type of, different stuff. So it's definitely some traumatic experiences people have had. And I always tell them, the hardest part is getting there. So it's like getting here just to here in the pool. So once you're here, it's, that's that first step. Now it's like, all right, everything is smooth sailing from here because you're just here to learn. As long as you're just open and ready to learn, then I'm here with you. So I always just try to keep that supportive feel and act for them because they need that. It's just swimming is not a thing that, especially as you get older, it's like you get more nervous about the water versus more excited. So it's like, that's why it is good to learn as young as as you possibly can. But if you haven't, it's not the end of the world. And you are still just able to learn just as much as a child can. So yeah, but no, it's no age limit.
Thank you for that. I'm glad to know that. And there's no age limit as to when they start either, right? Because I've seen videos or different things where they say babies naturally know how to swim. Like they'll throw some babies in the water, babies in the water, and they'd be like, little paddle and stuff. It's like, okay.
Yeah. That is a thing. I think that's like a separate training, because technically I'm certified with the Red Cross, so I'm Water Safety Instructor, but there's like a separate training for that, specifically like for toddlers.
For tossing babies in the water.
Yeah, you kind of put them in, you just put them in and you just let them float. You just let them float on their back. You turn them on their stomach. So it's just kind of, and then even with that, because I've seen it a number of times before, and they'll work with the child probably about 15 minutes and then that's it. Because children that young, like when you're in the pools can be pretty chilly, like, when you get in them. So you don't want to keep young kid, young baby like that in the pool super long. Like it's just, they can get, they getting hyperventilate. It could hypothermia. It could be all type of stuff that can possibly happen. So usually when you're getting that type of training, they'll have them in the pool about 15 minutes. And then, they get them out. But it's just, they do kind of actually, float. It's like on their back, on their front. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting thing. So with that, I think that age range is I would say like starts at like 6 months, be like 6 months. And they kind of work around that 6 months. I want to say 6 months to 2 years. Don't quote me on that, but I know they usually start around like 6 months, and you can just get them in. And it's really just kind of introducing them just to the water. Like, you introduce them to that, just get them that feel, get them that comfort level. Because keep in mind, I mean, when the baby's inside a woman's, stomach, is like, I mean, they are initially they're swimming.
Not very far, but
not far, but they're, they're so they already have a taste of it already. So that's a real thing. But yeah, I'd say, usually it's as early as 6 months though.
Yeah, I just watched this video. This lady, like the baby couldn't have been no more than like one. I'm gonna say maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
She tossed the baby over her shoulders and then turned around, told the baby, like, like he's like, oh, like he went under, came back, and she was like, all right, turn over on your back. And he turned over on his back, and then he was like, do it again. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect like her to just toss the baby over because she wasn't facing it. She was just like, hey.
Oh man,
Like,
okay.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
interesting. But I have
Yeah.
heard many times over that babies naturally know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
It's mindset. Like it really does start, like you said, like babies don't really have that concept of fear in itself. And it's something that's natural environment to them. Because
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they just came out of there not too long ago where they were in water the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But as we get older and it's not a skill that we've developed, we continually tell ourselves, well, I can't swim. I can't swim. I
Yeah.
can't, like, that's it. I
Yeah.
don't do the water. Like, yeah, I don't do the water. Like, wait,
Yeah.
you take a shower in the bath all the time. You do water. Like, you do
That's
water.
that's an excellent point. Yes, that's for sure. It's just I don't know. I think about that often. I guess maybe because I've been introduced to the water since I was, young. So it's just sometimes it just feels weird to me when people just talk about I can't do this, with
Just chalk
swimming.
it
It's just
up.
like, man,
Like,
look, you're here. Just come on. It is mindset though, because if you're thinking like that, you're not really gonna be focused or like, just even willing to learn. Because even when I teach people now, sometimes like I'll tell them certain things, I'll explain to them what we're about to do, and then I'll give an example. I'll show them like, while doing the water, and sometimes they're still looking at me funny, like, well, you make it look so easy. It's just, I mean, I've been doing it for a while, but don't think because you're just learning, you're not going to get it perfect the first time. You're not going to get it, the way that you think you might want it. But if you listen to how, it's about technique, getting the mechanics right. Once you get the mechanics right, you'll get better and better, but you have to attempt to try it before anything else. Because I can tell you everything. I can tell you, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. We're going to do this. But if you don't try to do it, you're not going to have any confidence that it's going to work anyway. So, I just try to, that's why I keep the supportive method where I try to stay with them. I say, look, we're here to work, where you are. I don't push people. I don't tell them you need to be at this point, at this, at this stage, at this point in time. It's like, okay, wherever you are, that's where you are. And we're going to slowly, gradually build and, just get better with it. So, but like I said, it's just showing up. You show up, that's the hardest part. Once you get there,
yes.
everything else will move forward. And, at the same time, everybody has a different teaching style. So think about school. I mean, every teacher is not the same. So like, you just have to. I've dealt with teachers, I'm sure you had too. It just you didn't like. And it was like, I don't want to deal with this. But there
It's
are
hard to
teachers
learn
that
from those that you
yeah,
don't like.
exactly. Especially if they just, I don't know, you got different personalities, all type of stuff. So that's an important factor too, just trying to find an instructor, that you can gel with, that, is good for you, for your personality or whatever the case. So that's an interesting thing. So a lot of times when it comes to, this type of field, a lot of it goes by recommendations. Like people is just, well, I like, this one's a good teacher. Sometimes I hear that too. Like you start somewhere and then people that come to me is like, well, I've heard good things about you. I've heard, you know, you're a really good teacher. So I wanted to try your class and I always wanted to learn. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, that's good to hear. So, you're on the right track. And
Do
even,
they be wanting immediate results? Like, hey,
yeah,
look, after day one, they be like, hey, why can't I swim yet?
yeah. Some people have come to me and just still been confused as to why they can't fully swim yet. And I always tell them, I say, it's not, everybody is different. Everybody doesn't learn the same exactly. So, I'm going to teach you the way I know best how, but it's going to take practice. I can teach you and I will practice in my class, but you have to also have some times you could take on your own to try to practice. And when I mean on your own, like, you are still learning, so you don't want to necessarily be by yourself. Maybe have somebody else with you. But just having that, getting your reps in pretty much. It's like, I mean, if I'm in the gym, I can't get strong. I gotta keep doing it. I gotta keep working out. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing when
Yeah.
you're in the water.
Practice is everything, always.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is there like a definite, like a certain criteria that you have to meet that says, oh yes, I'm a swimmer? Because I just had somebody tell me they can't swim. They could just swim underwater a little bit.
Yeah, nah. When they say that, I hear that a lot. It's like, well, I can get on my back, or I can, it's like, okay, if you're just saying one thing, that doesn't necessarily mean you're at a level 2 or anything. So it's like, nah, when somebody says something like that, I say, nah, you need to go to level 1. Like, just learn to swim level 1, because you're not just, if you're just talking about I can just go underwater a little bit, it's like, that's not really, you're actually skipping all of the basics that you would learn in level 1. So people like that say, nah, we're gonna learn at level 1, and we'll just go from there. We go through like proper ways of breathing, front float, back float. And then initially, like, the goal is to get them to the freestyle stroke, try and get their arms moving for the freestyle stroke. So yeah, when people say stuff like that, they don't really have much experience. So you just gotta take them to that first level and just build them from there. So yeah, I just do that. That's pretty much what I do. And then also, we do swim assessments. Usually you can do swim assessments to kind of see what level they're on. So usually it's just kind of maybe from one, you might be on the shallow end. I'll say about 4 feet, maybe more about 4 feet, and just tell them swim from one side to the other, like just kind of across, not on the deep end. But from there you can assess just to see where they are. I'll tell them do freestyle, the front crawl to get on one side to the other, and then you can tell just how they're swimming, how they're moving, what level they're on, and then we just kind of go from there. So that's pretty much just doing a swim assessment to see where they're at. If they don't really know where they are, it's like, all right, we'll do this. When we do this assessment, then it's just a quick assessment. It don't last long. I can tell quick, just like where you are. Yeah, so it's
Like, stay by the edge, stay by
yeah.
the edge. Don't you go
Mm-hmm.
out to the middle of the pool.
Telling you, a lot of the water will humble you. It's like, it'll let you know. And when people get in, they don't really, now people don't play around too much. Like, if they're not confident, it's going to show, like, just real quick. Like, okay, now I'm gonna be close to the edge, I'm gonna hold on to it. Or if they try to swim, it'll look real, nerve-wracking for them. And you can always tell. So always just kind of keeping that eye for that. Yeah.
Yes, that reminds me of the test you had to take to be able to swim in the deep end as a teenager.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
want to swim in the deep end. Well, swim from here to here.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, and then back. You're like, wait a minute.
Yep. No, but that's it though. That's actually
The
it.
Olympics, like, wait a minute.
They trying to
But
make sure. It's like, okay, you want to jump off this diving board?
right.
All right, what are you
Because them
trying to do?
lifeguards said they ain't come to work for that for real. They came to watch y'all. They ain't come to
Yeah.
save for real. Like,
Yeah.
no, please don't
No,
put
that's
me in that situation. Look, I've had two near drowning situations. I still remember them pretty vividly, but
mm,
it didn't stop me from getting back in the water. They both
mm,
happened when I was a child too. But one, my dad brought me to the pool, you know, I guess he just thought that I was cool on one end. And I don't know if I missed the instruction to stay on that end, but I saw him going to the deep end. So I
mm-hmm.
started to follow him to the deep
Oh,
end
yeah.
until I could no longer stand above the water. Then next thing you know, I'm being pulled out by a lifeguard
Ah,
and I'm on the side. Like, hey, shouldn't have did
wow.
that. That was
Yeah.
one. And then the second time, when I was a very, very nice swimmer, but I was a teenager, trying to carry my younger sister, who's just 1 year behind me now,
Mm-hmm.
across the pool in the 8 feet.
Oh.
Not a good idea. Not a good
Yeah.
idea. We made it probably this far from the wall. And I
Mm.
just thought I was going to lose my life because she couldn't swim and
Okay.
she was scared. And
Yeah.
so as soon as we left the wall, she just immediately put my head under.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Like, and so that's
That.
one thing I don't let my girls do. I'm like, don't try to carry each other. Don't try to carry anyone else. Don't do that. Like, that was
Yeah.
something that has stuck with me. Like, no, I don't want anybody carrying anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, don't
Yeah.
do that.
No,
You need a
that's
floating device. That is not something you need to just do on your own. Don't do that.
no, that's real. That you made a real good point there. Like two things when you mentioned the drowning and you were in the deep end because you was following your dad. Now that can happen too, but there's also drownings that can happen in the shallow end as well. So it's
Mm.
just so people think, oh, if I'm drowning, I gotta be in the deeper end. But nah, that does not happen. It's just a lot of times, and I'll tell you this, I've had I've gotten people out the water before, but most, yeah, I don't think it's been, yeah, most of the time, if not each time, it's been in under 5 feet, like under 5 feet of water. So I'll tell you a quick story where, and this happened a couple times. Like I've watched like aquatic fitness classes, like when I was lifeguarding. So, people that they'll do different things, different little exercises, and they're usually around that 3-4 feet, maybe 5 feet, range. That's about it. So you have a couple swimmers that I'll look at, or a couple people in the class that I'll look at. It's like they're not really strong swimmers, you can tell. So, they're just moving along with the class. So there was one lady, she I think they had like a noodle and they were doing some stuff with the noodle, and she might have told them to like lift their legs up or something. So she ended up doing it and then ended up kind of like, it was just looking bad. She kind of twisted and she started like face getting in the water, and I already knew it was a problem because a lot of
Mm.
them don't like to get their face wet. So once that happened, I knew, okay, this is a problem. So I ran over there, and she was by the edge, so I didn't have to like jump in the water, but she was by the edge, and then I just grabbed her and like just pulled her up. So it
You
was,
tell her to stand up. This is like, put your feet down, girl.
yeah, I mean, she definitely could have, but it's just one of those things. Like when you're in the
Yeah.
moment, they just everything is out
Yeah.
the window. So it's like,
No, I
but
understand. Like, yeah.
yeah,
But that's like you said, like shallow end, you can imagine just how much they have to be in their head to not even think, I just need to put my feet down. I just need to
yeah,
stand up. Like,
yeah. Bro, that's
yeah.
the thing. It's like I just need to stand up. But sometimes when you're in that position, let's say you're in that floating position, it could be hard to stand up because they don't really know how to get back up. So that's the thing
Yeah.
I've seen too, where people, when we learn to float, it's like, okay, well, I'm floating. How do I get back up? So it's like, because I guess they just feel like it's just all lost when their legs are out of the water. So when I'm teaching, I try to go from like the upper body and then we work our way down. Because when we start getting our legs involved, then that people get a little more nervous because like, okay, I don't feel like I have much control because my legs are away from me. So like, so that's the thing, where people just feel like they have that problem trying to get back up. So that's something we kind of go over. And I mean, there are a couple ways of doing that, but just trying to get technical with it, just with it's all about body position. So if I'm on my front, I mean, you could actually turn like while you're floating, turn on your back so you can float on your back. That is one way, but another way usually is just you're trying to sink yourself, initially to bring your legs down. So if I'm already floating, I tell them, start bringing your head up. As you bring your head up, you'll start to sink in, like your legs will start to kind of start dipping down. So it's definitely different, like techniques, different things you can try for sure. But that's the thing, is like once somebody's having the slightest bit of drowning, like if a lot of things just go out the window and they just mouths open, or it's just a lot of things can happen. So you're just trying to get them as quick as possible. But when I got that lady, she was appreciative, she was happy, but she almost kind of laughed at it at the end. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm here doing this class and I'm out here drowning and stuff." So, but I mean, she was good though. She was good. It was just it happened. So that's the thing, like whether you're a lifeguard or not, just kind of being able to recognize who looks like a strong swimmer, who looks like they're struggling, they don't have much experience. Those are the people you kind of need to keep a closer eye on. And I mean, it's not really if you're not like certified, it's not really your job to do. But if you're around people, if you have friends, family that you're in the pool with, and not just the pool, the beach, any of that, just keep an eye out for them. Some people they just want to do this, that, and the third in the water, but if they're not showing strong, swimming, it might be a problem, in the end. So that's your time. You just tell them, yo, you might want to stay around this side. Don't go too far out. Like I don't
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't want a tragedy happening. So that's
Yeah.
definitely a thing. And I know earlier when you mentioned about you was getting your younger sister, now that happens too. Like, if you're trying to if you're playing around in the water or if somebody just doesn't know how to swim and they start getting to a level of water they're not comfortable with, when they do feel like they're drowning or getting to that point, they're going to grab the first thing that they can get to. So you were there in the mix and she went right for your head and just
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, she definitely went straight for the head. But that was me trying to, like, I don't know, I guess be a lifeguard, telling her that, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna take you across the pool. I take full responsibility for that. But she definitely, like, I'm telling you, soon as we let the wall go, it was like
Yeah.
she panicked and it was just like, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Like
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, no, never again. Won't do that again. No, no, won't do that. But you did mention the beach. And the beach is always a concern for me. That's the time where, like, unlike the pool, like I can relax when the girls are in the pool. If I don't intend to swim for the day, I feel like I could keep it that way. However, the beach, with the, like the waves carrying you
Yeah.
start, like I'm sitting on the blanket, they start in front of me, then next thing you know, they about a quarter mile this way.
Yeah.
I'm telling them, yo, come back, come back. But it's
Uh-huh.
scary because of the what is it, the rip tides? Is it the rip
Yeah.
tides that, or the undertows or something
Yeah.
where the beach can just dip down?
Dip down. Yeah, I'm not too sure with that. Like I know with the like you said, the riptides, you're right with that, all the waves and stuff, it can definitely happen. I think a lot of that occurs from maybe what could be happening further out in the ocean or like the weather. Weather can assist with that as well. So, I will say, let's say you're at the beach, you might see if there's people that on a boat, little boat, or the jet skiing or something, that those waves can definitely start coming back
Yes.
towards the sandy areas. So, and then another thing now, especially just with the way the economy's been and the ocean and stuff, they're getting more like sea creatures coming closer to the to
I
the to the beach areas.
know.
So it's definitely a concern. I don't know. My thing with the beach, and I like going to the beach too, but I just my rule of thumb is just not to go too far out. Like just go enough for like, all right, you're getting some of the little wave action and have some fun, but don't start going too far out. You can look at the water and see as it starts getting darker. Like it looks like it's getting darker. Like when you're on like that lighter edge of the water, that's pretty safe. Of course you still want to watch out for jellyfish sometimes, just different things like that. But when it starts getting to like that darker areas, like it's getting deeper, you're getting a little further out. I don't see much joy in all of that. I was like, I don't yeah, like if I'm not on a boat or a jet ski or something like that, I'm not really messing with it. So I mean, I just say when you do go to the beach, of course, just keep your eyes on them. You just want to kind of chill, chill. We also just set rules for them, just let them know, okay, go, you're out here, don't go past this point, just we're gonna hang around this space, and just gonna let that be that. Especially if it's a beach, it's not really lifeguarded, or you don't really see lifeguard. When you see the lifeguards, that's always good. So you have a little more security there. But you also gotta keep in mind they're trying to keep an eye out on their whole area, their whole zone.
Yes, and
So
that's a lot of people to try to
a
keep
lot
an
of
eye on,
people.
especially in the peak of the summer. I don't
Yeah,
even
for
know how
sure.
that works. Like, I don't even know how that works. I really don't.
I I don't know. It's definitely a different type of training for guards at the beach. So I've never experienced that because I've never guarded at a beach before. But I do, I sympathize with them, and I see that, it's just kind of what they have to deal with. Because there's a lot of people at the beach that just do whatever. I mean, it's just do what they want. So I mean, they're not really thinking about anything. They're just thinking about, okay, I'm just here. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna sit in the sun
Mhm.
and do what I'm gonna do. But that's a big responsibility. So,
Yeah, I
it's crazy,
think
but
people got to know their limits in
yeah.
regards to that. I don't feel like my children know their limits. They are going to test it each and every
Mhm.
time. They want to go a little further and a little further out. I
Yeah.
literally told them one time we went to the beach. This is when we were just in Florida too, in Jacksonville. I
Okay.
took him and my other two nieces and then one of my nephews. Well, it was a little late, so not late, but like
Mhm.
getting dark. So I
Yeah.
told them not to get the water above their knees. Like we had went to an event at the beach, and then we was like, well,
Okay.
can we go by the water? Can we go by the water? All right, y'all, but do not go anywhere above your knees. Man,
Mhm.
them things came back out. Water, Kennedy somehow, the wave knocked me down and
Yeah,
all this stuff.
okay.
It's just like, yo, I said, don't go above your knees. How do you have water in your hair right now? Like, y'all
That's
don't listen to
crazy.
it, right?
That's crazy. That's kids for you. That's
Oh,
kids for
that's what I'm
you.
saying. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to be on yours because
Yeah.
like they be just trying to live. Like I
Yeah.
hear you, but I mean it's the
Yeah.
water, it's the beach. You shouldn't have
Yeah.
brought us here.
It's like especially when it comes to family and friends, I say it all the time, not just with swimming stuff. It's like, know who you dealing with. So it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if your kids are just real active, they like to get into stuff. It might be best you might want to hang around, just you
Mm-hmm.
want to go deeper, you want to go around the beach and stuff, the water. You might want to hang around, it's like, all right, let me just make sure they doing what they supposed to do so you can catch them if they start, slipping up. Because
Exactly.
people will, especially kids, they'll definitely test their limits. And like I said, it goes back to the fear level. The fear level is not high.
Yeah, I totally
It's not high.
understand.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like with
I
that.
always let them know that I'm not trying to swim. I'm not, look, I didn't come here to swim today. So please don't make that a part of my day.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fully
Yeah. No.
clothed with pants on and everything. So please don't
Yeah.
have me in this water.
Yeah, no, I,
No.
I I feel you. I feel you. So that's pretty much that. I mean, the beaches can always get a little tricky because it's just you never know what's really out there. Depending on where you are. So, you always just want to just be mindful of all of that. But you want to always still, have a good time. You're going to the beach to have fun, but it's just, just keeping your eyes open. That's it. It's just keeping your eyes open. All right, I'm here. All right, I'm gonna have a good time. We're gonna make sure they don't go out too far. I'm
Yes.
not trying to get in the water. Like you just already pretty much know what you want to do. So just keeping your eyes open. That's it. That's it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So what's some safety tips that you would tell parents, like, some things for them to think about in regards to water safety or even introducing their children to swimming or anything of that nature. What do you feel like is some really important things that parents should think about when having access to pools, or because
Yeah.
like you said, like a lot of times it's not even about the child actually even being in the pool and swimming.
Mhm.
It's accidental drownings where they happen upon water and things, happen that way. So,
Yeah. Man, sometimes I have to sit and think about what I would like to say, because I mean, there's so many things you can give tips on, but I mean, to kind of keep it, a little basic, you just want to make sure that if you're at a pool or by any water can be a hazard. Like anything can happen in any water. Like, and I explain that in a way where they even say, uh your toilet bowl. Like, kids can even drown in the toilet bowl
oh
water.
wow.
Yeah. So it's, say you have a young kid just moving around and stuff, they can go in the bathroom, toilet seat all the way up. They could, try to mess around, and then next thing you know, they're tipped over, head first in the in the in
Yes.
the water. So stuff like that is not things people, especially parents, to really think about, but these are things that can happen. So it's just always things to keep in mind. And a lot of this stuff can be kind of rare, but it is possible. So, you just want to always keep that in mind. When it comes to just swimming, or if you're just you have any interest in it for your child, just see about your local rec center. Just look around, whichever pool. I would say always test out the pool that you might want to be in, because I'll be honest with you, it's not all pools are not really operated the same. I mean, it technically, like, they all have a basic level of what they need to do. But there's some pools, they're not really kept up the best that they need
Mm.
to be. So it's just, I never really liked that. But try out different pools and then check out their programs. Cause I mean, that's the best thing I can say for you with even more water safety, when it comes to just trying to be better in the water, like for the parent or the child. Because I mean, parent and children can do classes together. They have
Yes.
like preschool aquatics. They have like it's like child and parent classes. In certain places they'll have that. So that's always something to look into, where you can just introduce your child to the water, and then you can have some fun with them. It's like you being with them as they're learning and getting acclimated with the water. You also want to make sure that your arms reach within your child. So you just want to keep arms reach. If your child's inexperienced, with swimming, you in the water with them, don't have your child, just doing the thing by themselves if they don't have any real experience. Like, if they're not, the lifeguard's not meant to be doing that for you. The lifeguard is there to just make sure, it's to prevent issues from happening. So that's
Mm.
really what I think people get that confused too. Is like, I mean, they say, "Oh, lifeguard, he's going to save me." Yeah, if he has to, he or she has to, but I'm not trying to get in that water if I don't have to. So I'm going to always, we learn more about recognizing the issue, or like recognizing, things before it happens. So if I see you running around on the deck, I'm going to tell you, stop running on the deck, because I know where it can lead to. So, and that's another thing, like, just follow all the directions, follow the rules of the pool, whether you read it and you don't understand certain stuff. If you think, oh, why I have to do this? Why can't I do this? You can ask the lifeguards yourself why you can't do it. But I mean, it's just, that's the thing. It's just, the rules are there for a reason. They're there for a reason. So you just want to make sure, excuse me. Yeah, so you just want to make sure that you're following the rules, because they're there to help you. They're not there to hurt you at all. So, but yeah, that's just, really, really safety tips around the pool. There's some basic stuff, really. A lot of stuff can be, kind of common sense too, but a lot of things people don't think about. It's just, I'm just here. I just want to get in the water and just move around. But definitely follow the rules of the pool. You'll always see them, tagged on the walls of the pool. Just keep arm's length, reach of your child. I said, if you're around, your home, there's people at home that have pools, in the backyard. hot tubs, whatever the case. That can be fun, but you have to be careful with that as well. Just make sure you have fences, around your stuff, because kids can get away and they can. So, you just want to make sure you have, coverings, fences up. So that's, just to keep safe. Anything, around water, just keep in mind, drowns can happen anywhere. So actually just mentioning the toilet bowl, it can drown in the tub. You just want to be close to your child. The goal is to get them comfortable, get them to learn water safety and know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
But as that process is happening, you want to make sure that you're there with them and just keeping that eye. Just the goal is to be proactive and not reactive. So you just want to make sure that you're just being as safe as possible, just anything, keeping anything secure. And I mean, that's pretty much what I'll say with, I need some basic tips there. I think I might have said a lot kind of, but just
Needed.
I'll start getting away. But if you don't get anything, if you're at the pool, just follow the rules. Keep close to your kid. That's, definitely for sure. So yeah, that's what I can give. Yeah.
No, that's important. And I appreciate that. And so you do offer things for homeschool families. I mean, of course, swim lessons isn't limited to any any
Yeah.
particular group of people. But
Yeah.
you tell more about where you're located and how they can get in touch with your program.
Yeah, so I'm located in Greensboro, North Carolina. So, I'm doing swim lessons here. I'm originally from DC, Washington, DC, and I was doing, lessons there when I was up there. So that's the thing with swimming. When you're teaching swim lessons, you kind of doing more in your area where you can get to people. So I'm in Greensboro right now, so I can always be contacted, through Instagram if you need to reach me at F Aquatics. So that's for Forever Aquatics. So it's just the letter F and Aquatics. You reach me on Instagram. I will have my website up. It's a couple of things I'm trying to get in order with, like the scheduling. So I want to set up in a way where you can get on the website and just schedule something like a consultation or just whatever you're looking for with that. I am currently in Greensboro. I do teach at the Smith Active Adult Center. So if you know where that is, you can look it up. It's in Greensboro, North Carolina. If you wanted to look for me there as well. So I teach 18 and ups there because I teach in the evenings. It's actually a active adult center, which is like for senior citizens. But after a certain time, things like after 5, they let 18 and ups in there. So that's currently what I have going on. If you want to reach me on Instagram, F Aquatics. I will have the website up soon. So just keep a lookout for Forever Aquatics. That's what that is. You'll see that. And yeah, so that's what I have going on. You just reach me anytime. And I'm ready. It's just with the homeschool community. Yeah, definitely. It's not limited to anybody, children, adults, just setting up something. And even if you have any interest in swimming, learning to swim, if it's not with me, just, wherever your local rec center is, any local pool, aquatic center, just look into it, ask the manager or just look into their programs and see what you think might fit for you. I say get an assessment, get a consultation with that. And yeah, I think that'll be good. It's a lifelong skill. So it's for adults and children. So if you're an adult, you're a parent, you want to learn, you can learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
lifelong yield. It is something that you
Yes,
definitely want to carry with you
yeah,
forever.
for sure. For
I want
sure.
to limit the family vacations. Oh
Mhm.
no, we
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
can't
man.
go there. Too much water. No.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing. It just takes away from the fun. It's like I love
Mhm.
traveling. So it's like I want to go wherever I can go. And a lot of stuff has, water, surrounded by water and water activities. So if you learn how to swim, you just be so open. There's just so many more things. It's so much more fun. It's just, it's really fun. Like, I mean, you know, don't think too much about the negatives of drowning, possibilities of drowning. I mean, anything can happen anywhere. So it's like that's just how it is in life. But you don't want to, I don't like to move in fear. I like to move with, you know, you move with caution, but you want to make sure you have fun. Like don't take away from your fun. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, it's about, you want to have fun and live your life the best way, you know, what they say, live your life to the fullest, right?
Yes.
You know, just
Yeah.
live it the best way you can. You just want to be happy overall. So
Yeah. And understanding that it's never too late to
yeah,
learn. And don't
never.
limit yourself or your child. And because you did not learn does not mean that your child cannot learn. So please understand it and don't hold them in your fear.
Exactly. Yes.
Teach, because it is a much needed skill, very, very much needed. And your
Yeah.
child deserves it. Like you deserve it, your child deserves it. The family deserves it.
Yeah. Just give a
So
better
moving,
peace of mind too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
And
yes,
to know
definitely.
that your child can swim. It's like, okay, you know, great. Like I know they have the confidence and the skill to stay in the water and move around in the water. So that's important. That's important.
Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate you and I appreciate your passion you have for teaching individuals to comfortably enter into the water and thrive and be their best self while they're there. So thank you for all that you do. Like I said, it's great to see a face of yours um, being behind that narrative of no, we need to know how to swim.
Yes, yes.
So thank you. Thank
I
you. Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Definitely
Yes, and I
appreciate
know
that.
your little one is young and she's not necessarily, school age. However, I know that y'all are already instilling some great life skills in this little person. And
Hmm.
I'm so glad that y'all were able to, get in on some homeschool information so
Yeah.
you know that you have a choice when it comes to enrolling her in the
Mhm.
future. So
Yes, yes.
I know
And
you'll be a part of the homeschool community.
yes, I appreciate it. Like, it definitely was valuable information. Like I said, we're definitely highly considering, you know, on our end, with that. And yeah, I mean, I love it. And like I said, I appreciate being a part of the community and I look to continue to build. And that's, you know, I'm happy about
Right.
it. Yes.
Thank you. And always remember that all that you're doing, you are teaching. Teaching is as far as the model goes, teaching directly, whatever indirectly, understand. So just continue to homeschool your kids and be great.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, I appreciate the time, appreciate the opportunity.